because one of the things I used to really enjoy, which we haven't done for a while, but it was partly to do with lockdown and partly because actually my sales effort actually worked, was that after we met for coffee in Costa, because we both followed Gary Vee and he talks about the hustle, doing kind of different things. When I set up the business, I kind of made a promise to myself that I'd be happy to call it quits if I'd approached 1,000 people in my sales effort to actually kind of hustle and properly, like, this is the direct approach. Hi, Peter, can we have a chat? I think I can help. And basically one of the things that we did was, I think, remember, if I got to 200, Peter, I'm at 200. It was almost like an accountability coach that I was choosing to do. And actually it got to the point where I got to 467 and I was already on the verge of being sold out. So I kind of slowed down. And then actually one of the things that I've kind of found now is it's the balance of where you have to assume, well, if you're sensible, you have to assume that you're going to lose customers at some point. Because actually, if you go and do a good job, help them turn the company around, they're not going to always need you. And then it's that balance of, at what point do I start to crank the handle again? But it was the concept of, I still found it very useful to have, you weren't my accountability coach, but actually I knew you would appreciate the hustle in actually celebrating the little wins. Because often, especially when you start out, and you're not making any money.
I think like what you can do, Steve, is like when you're like connecting with other people, like say you were starting a business or it's something you're thinking about, start hanging out with people who have a business or who are thinking about it, because you learn so much by just bouncing ideas off each other. There's people who for example, guys I used to work with who we'll meet up, obviously not right now, but when things are back to, when normality returns soon, we would walk the dogs together and we just bounce ideas about, man. And you learn so much by doing that. And you can also stop yourself from making mistakes. It's like I could come out with an idea and someone could say, oh, you know what, I tried that and this is the problem I encountered. You can learn so much by just interacting with people who've got a similar mindset.
Based on that and almost spinning off that, there's, I think, aim at the level above where you currently are as well. I think I see certain kind of networks where everyone's patting each other on the back and telling each other how wonderful they are. But actually, depending on what your ambitions are, you might want to aim higher. And it's just,
I get that. I think now I've become immune to the Peter, you're amazing, or like people who I grew up with and that, and they're good guys, and people that say, you're running your own company, you're traveling the world, you're smashing it, and I think, well, I'm doing okay, you know what I mean? There's a lot of improvements that can be made, but at the same time, if there's any criticism that I don't think, which is unfounded, then it doesn't affect me. I think you've got to learn and not let other people's opinions affect you emotionally and affect your decision making. Whereas from a contradictory point of view, at the same time, you need to listen to what people are saying, because kind of the market decides whether your business is viable. So it's kind of it's two different opposite ends of the scale. You have to learn to ignore people's judgment, but at the same time, you need to know what the market's saying, if that makes sense.
No, it doesn't, because the way that I kind of tried to describe it to a lady called Ashley, I was on her podcast, was that ironically, I have nobody that tells me I'm doing well, apart from you. But my point was almost that if you're Usain Bolt and he goes to the Olympics and he comes in 5th, people would think it was a tragedy. They're not going to pat him on the back. And the point is that I almost treat it as almost a badge of honor when people stop saying well done, because it proves that you've leveled up, that then becomes normal.
Yeah.
And it's just, but it's true that No, I don't think I have anyone that bigs me up, and it's just. But I'm fine with it, because actually I'm doing this because I enjoy it.